gardens as centers of genetic resources, a case of Alisma Plantago-aquatica.
Well, thank you so much. Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Ito. I'm from Osaka, Japan. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity in front of you, and I'm happy to talk to you. I hope some of you gonna take my photo while talking because I have no colleague here, so I can send the photo to my university as an evidence. Well, thank you. My talk is about Medicinal Plant Gardens as Center of Botanic Gardens resources, a case of Plantago-aquatica. And this research is a part of my lifelong aquatic plant taxonomy and systematics, but I'm also here as a person in charge of Medicinal Plant Garden, which belongs to Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences. So, you see the garden, our garden. It's not really huge like the Shanghai Botanic Garden. It's but small and compact, but I think it's functional. So, it's the outline of today's talk. I'm gonna talk about Alisma Plantago-aquatica. I think you have no idea what it is. And then move on to the previous study of mine I published last year about the Alisma, genus Alisma. And then move on to the aim of this study against the question raised by my previous study. And then materials and method, result and discussion, and future direction and acknowledgement. So now let's talk about Alisma Plantago-aquatica. Today I'm gonna say Alisma Plantago-aquatica sensulato, or Plantago-aquatica sensu-strict, and Alisma orientale, so don't be confused. Now you see the plant looks like, you see it here, this one looks like it's aquatic plant and not really a submerged one, just an emerged plant. And you can see the plants, or you see the specimen record over there, and then the species is somehow subcosmopolitan. It's common in European countries and Asian countries, and also in North American countries. And the species is also distributed in southern part of Australia and New Zealand. But the thing is, there's absolutely no distribution record from the tropical areas. And this plant is also used medicinally because the rhizomes are used for medicine in Asian countries, I think in Japan as well as Korea and China. And the thing is, you see the Alisma Plantago-aquatica sensulato. And this one is the current treatment, but in the past, people believe that Asian species, Asian specimens are called Alisma orientale, and the other one, the Alisma Plantago-aquatica sensulato, is used for European and North American species specimens. So we had a previous study. What we did, the molecular phylogeny of Alisma, it's already published last year from the Journal Plant Research. And what we did was based on 3 DNA markers, ITS and chloroplast marker, as well as one more nuclear DNA marker, and to see how many species of Alisma in the world, or which one belong to which species. And to be clear, the important thing is Alisma Plantago-aquatica. We first treated Alisma Plantago-aquatica sensulato and collected 9 specimens. But the thing is, the 9 specimens are divided into 2 species. The one belongs to Alisma orientale, the other one belongs to Alisma Plantago-aquatica sensu-strict. The thing is, in the past, people believed that all the Asian plants are Alisma orientale. But the thing is, what we found is only 3 specimens. One from northern part of Vietnam, the other one from another one from southern part of China, the other one is northern part of Myanmar, all from the high altitude area, or let's say mountain areas. So here, the orientale is in pink, and the other one, as Alisma Plantago-aquatica sensu-strict, is in red. Sorry, I don't need it. Okay, and the aim of this study is if the 2 species are used for medicinally. The other one is if the 2 species are used, how the garden conserve these two species. And once again, what we found in previous studies that the three specimens here from here, we call the Alisma orientale. The other one is European countries and Asian countries, and then also in the Southern Hemisphere. The thing is, at least in Asia, like China, probably two species are distributed. Oh, I don't have. Okay, and the materials method, I got the leaf specimen from Medicinal Plant Garden in Japan. We also got the medicinal materials, we call materia medica, and also we get the campo medicine and analyze the data. We use the ITS sequence marker, and we newly designed the primer cell to use this method. And the thing is, the DNA barcoding is successful, and we clearly distinguish the two species using leaf materials as well as medicinal materials. Now you see that here you can see the single nucleotide polymorphism. So you can see clearly differences that the two species are clearly recognized using the DNA markers. And the thing is that the two species, Alisma orientale sensu strict and Alisma orientale, both species are used for medicinal plant, which is surprising thing. And the other thing is, I got this specimen, living samples from the garden in Japan, and then only Alisma Plantago-aquatica sensulato is cultivated in Asia, in the garden. So the future direction, I think the important one is the last one here. We have to update Japanese pharmacopoeia, because in the past, all the Asian specimens are believed to be Alisma orientale. So Alisma orientale is the only registered name in the Japanese pharmacopoeia. But the thing is, Alisma Plantago-aquatica sensu strict is also used for medicinally. So this must be updated. And the second thing is, two species are distributed in Asia and used for medicinally. So this means the two species must be subject for exercise conservation in garden. So we have to add the Alisma orientale in the garden. And the last one is I have to analyze more samples to be clarified. Well, thank you for the attention, and here is the acknowledgement for this study. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ito. Questions?
Thank you. That was very interesting. I'm curious, so you've now discovered that there are two species in that complex. Are they being used the same way, or does it have the same effect medicinally, or is one weaker than the other one?
Yes, I think so. And I don't know how to use, but we analyze the commercially used medicine as well as the museum samples. And then the thing is, some are originated from what we call Alisma Plantago-aquatica sensu strict. The other one is Alisma orientale. So yeah, the two species are used for medicinally, at least in Japan. And then most of the medicinal materials are imported from China. So that means the Chinese cultivars or the people want to use two species, because two are probably originally distributed in China.
One more question.
Thank you, Yu. This plant species, or both of them in fact, obviously have a very specific habitat requirement, growing in submerged conditions in ponds. But they're also extremely widespread. So I'm curious, do you know anything about the dispersal mechanism of the species?
So you mentioned that the two species difference in wild?
No, it's more about how these species are dispersed ecologically and how they can find their very specific habitats.
Disperse, probably a seed by water bird or something. And yeah, the other question is?
It's just that because the species, one or both, have a very specific habitat requirement, but they're also very widespread.
Yeah.
Many different countries, and I'm curious how they can move from one specific location to another.
I'm pretty sure that the bird can disperse the seeds, and then that's why the cosmopolitan distribution. Yeah, but I'm not sure about the other one. This was probably isolated from the past, a wider distribution due to the climate change or something. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ito.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Our next speaker is Professor Deepthi Yakandwala from University of Carolina.